the train for one last ride.
From Studio One, welcome to this Wednesday, August the 23rd edition of the Ringside Report. I am Ryan Young. Joining me on the phone, as always, the king of controversy, Anthony Smoody. Smoody, it's Wednesday.
It's hump day, yeah.
I always look forward to you on Wednesday saying hump day.
Hump day?
You always do love those hump days, don't you?
Still love
Well, let's recap Raw to start out the show, okay?
Yeah, I was humping Sasha Banks all night long as I got back from New York.
Did you hear about her and what the fans were doing to her at her hotel? Because, okay, so she's a person that doesn't like to interact with the crowd, isn't really a people person, which I can relate with, but, and she got booed at her hotel room, and then someone told her husband that she was a bitch, and he went absolutely nuts.
Well, you know, these fans, they're just like in Dallas. They're rabid fans who wanna...
They weren't bad in Dallas.
Oh, they were bad in Dallas. They were, oh no, I'm sorry, not Dallas, Florida. They were stalking the NXT building. Or WWE hit the...
Well, remember him at the Royal Rumble a few years ago when Roman Reigns won it?
It's the same thing. It's like when Austin was around, none of the fans couldn't stand Stone Cold Steve Austin and Triple H at the time, but now...
Now look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start this thing off by recapping Raw. Like we said, Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar come out. The crowd was on Brock's side. This was like a post-WrestleMania Monday Night Raw, how the crowd's always for the heels. And were you shocked to see the crowd on the side of the Beast?
Well, they have to be, because you know how much longer Brock's going to be, and everybody's saying, oh, Brock was going to be there tonight. Yeah, well, he showed up, and he's the Beast.
And then Braun Strowman comes out. And then he takes Tony. He came out. He took care of the Beast. And later on in the night, we found out that is the main event for No Mercy, like we talked about.
I am psychic. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Tony, you know how to book him. Let's start. Okay, now Brooklyn Street Fight. Enzo defeats Big Cass. Was that a legit injury, or is that was that a storyline with Big Cass? So we have an update on him.
That was an injury, and that was possibly the end of these two finally.
Thank you.
Shut up, block. I guess Vince finally said enough is enough. We're done.
Well, hopefully, if it is a real injury, we wish him the best and a speedy recovery. But thank God this storyline's hopefully over with.
I know it's time to get on with the new things.
Nia Jax defeats Emma. Elias defeats R-Truth. Kurt Angle comes out and welcomes John Cena to Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns interrupts. Miz then comes out and says, of course, he was on the pre-show. The crowd was still coming into the building. They were unable. The building was practically empty when their match happened. He said, "Oh, it's nice to see the crowd actually here at Barclays Center." They go back and forth. We eventually get an in Samoa Joe. We eventually get a
his fault.
No tag team match announced for the main event. Alexander, Ali, Swan, and Metalik defeat Daivari, Dar, Nice, and Gulak. Raw Tag Team titles. Ambrose and Rollins defend and retain against the Hardys. Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss get a promo. Tony, next week, Memphis, FedEx Forum, the rematch for the Raw Women's title.
Yeah, I know. I still think that this is a joke that Alexa gets a rematch. She'll get a rematch, but I still think Nia Jax is going to be...
is she next in line?
Oh, no, her and Emma, are in line. Probably at No Mercy, the Fatal 4-Way.
Do you think Nia Jax, when she gets that title, she don't let it go?
No, I don't think so. She'll be like Neville.
By the way, Asuka's actually hurt, so hopefully that streak don't come to an end because of an injury.
We'll have to wait till Wednesday. I believe William Regal might do what he did to Bayley a couple years ago. Get rid of her.
Yep. Finn Balor defeats Jason Jordan. John Cena, Roman Reigns defeats Miz and Samoa Joe. Tony, anything else about this Raw you want to address?
Beach ball again.
Was there a beach ball? I didn't see one. I saw the fans were distracted. Was that what they were distracted by?
Yeah, they came back again. The security, the black hand security, grabbed the beach ball, and she was like, "Come on, man. What's the beach ball going like?"
I know, it's a shame. They spend a lot of money on those beach balls when they show up.
Well, again, these idiots bringing the beach balls, and they tell you not to bring in stuff from the outside world.
Tony outside world. You make it sound like WWE's universe. Speaking of that, of Outside World, did you see the solar eclipse on Monday?
I did. It was beautiful.
I didn't.
Well, yeah, if you're looking right in the sun, you're blind.
No, well, I can still see, unfortunately. Okay, folks, that's Monday Night Raw. We're taking time out when we come back. We're going to preview Ring of Honor and NXT. That's next on the Ringside Report. Tony, on this date in 2009, SummerSlam took place where we saw DX defeat Legacy.
Yeah.
What else did we see? Tony, enlighten us.
We saw Ted DiBiase's brother interfere in the weirdest SummerSlam ending, and then that was the first time we actually moved to the Staples Center.
Was it? Where was it before that?
It was in numerous buildings, but the last time they were...
Oh, yeah, it went from L.A. to Brooklyn, that's right. And then before that, it went a little bit everywhere, didn't it?
Yeah, it went everywhere. But I want to touch on subject for a minute.
Go ahead.
I'm not trying to like bashing people or say, hey, wrestling's fake and everything, but I know that you're not getting along with Jim Blaze and everything, but I would like to say, and I speak in heavy heart, that Monday night, Mr. Tony Scarpone said goodbye to Pro Wrestling Blitz after 12 years. Pro Wrestling Blitz has closed its doors after 12 fantastic years, and Tony Scarpone, with a heavy heart on Facebook, had to say goodbye to his company that he loved truly.
Yeah, and of course that's always something. Blitz Wrestling, I never got a chance to go to a show, but I did. They put on great production. They used to air their shows on Facebook. And they always had big names and everything, so definitely, I think it's a shocker.
Well, I've heard that Tony Scarpone has been bidded by somebody, and I guess Pro Wrestling Blitz will now be on Fight TV now. So I guess somebody bought Pro Wrestling Blitz out, and now put them on Fight TV network now.
Well, best of luck to everything that happens there. I know there's a lot of guys that wrestle around this scene that were...
Rickles heavy heart, he lost... good company.
He did. So best wishes out to all of them. I know Mr. Ricklow did ring announcing for them. So I mean, hopefully, we'll see Ricklow, and hopefully SSW, and hopefully I have it. This is Ryan Young's farewell tour, and I don't even know when the hell I'm announcing next.
I don't know. I'll have to start updating, but I heard RJ said it might not happen Labor Day weekend. We might go in October.
Well, if that's the case, my last show will be Memorial Day weekend, as far as I know.
Oh, thank God. We can finally get rid of your ass.
Oh, Tony, you'll miss me. That'll be actually, whenever that night is, that'll be my final day ever as Ryan Young. I go back to my Ryan Yannishatis after that.
Oh, don't worry. You'll be still calling me and texting me. Hey, we'll still keep your name, Ryan. We'll just put you Yanni in the Peter Griffin show.
Unbelievable. Okay, let's talk about Ring of Honor. Let's go run through what we got on tap coming up for Wednesday's show, or tonight's show. Best Friends are going to go up against Coast to Coast. You're going to see Jay Briscoe going one-on-one against Matt Taven. And the Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles are going to be on the line. Dalton Castle and the boys, who actually lost those titles over the weekend in the UK to the Young Bucks and Adam Page. But they're defending them on this show against Colt Cabana and the Tempura Boys. September the 21st, I believe, 22nd, they'll be live on pay-per-view, Death Before Dishonor. Tony, that is No Mercy weekend, so we're going to have 2 pay-per-views. That's a busy weekend.
Like I said, I rock SummerSlam weekend. I'll rock No Mercy weekend.
Should be exciting. And then, of course, NXT should be the fallout. I believe they usually do a couple matches. This one, I believe, will be from the Barclays Center. And hopefully we'll get an update on Asuka as well. Hopefully not injury, not serious. Hopefully her winning streak does not come. Well, technically, her winning streak's not done either way because she has to lose, and she didn't technically lose even if she has to give up the title.
Yeah, they have to strip her of the title because I believe that was one of the rules that Paige did a couple years ago when she was the NXT Women's Champion. She got drafted to WWE, so they had to strip her of the title because in order, she cannot compete on NXT as she's a WWE roster.
Indeed. So hopefully we'll find all that out. We'll recap that on Friday. We're going to take a time out when we come back. We're going to recap last week's live Destination X. on Impact. And then we're going to preview this week where it's going to be an interesting. We're going to find a new world champion. That's next on the Ringside Report. Smoody, on this date, 2 years ago, SummerSlam, when Undertaker defeated the Beast and got his revenge from WrestleMania 30.
Yeah, that was a...
Didn't he flip him off in that? Didn't he flip him off, or was that Survivor Series?
That's Survivor Series, I believe. But that was the night, I don't remember what that was. Wasn't it the SummerSlam that Undertaker... The controversy ending with him and Brock at the end.
Yeah, didn't Brock not tap out or something?
He tapped. Well, according to what the referee said, was he tapped out. They showed the tap out.
No, wasn't it Brock that flipped him off and then he passed out?
Oh, that was the timekeeper saw the tap outs, but the referee didn't. So Undertaker hit the low ball, and then that's what
that was it.
So,
yeah. Will we ever see? Is that a tied series? What's the series in that?
Which one?
Undertaker Brock.
It's one. Oh.
Is it 1-1 or 2-1?
I think it's
WrestleMania.
2-1.
SummerSlam. Did they do one at Survivor Series?
No, they did one Hell in a Cell. Remember, Undertaker was carried out by Bray Wyatt.
So Brock won that.
Brock won that 2-1 right now.
And Undertaker didn't show up in Brooklyn at all.
Oh, I was surprised. I think
he was in Brooklyn, but he didn't show up at...
I think he was doing WWE 2K18 promos or
probably.
whatever it was.
Probably. But, okay. Let's recap Impact quickly from last week. It was live on Destination X. Sienna retains her Global Force Wrestling women's title against Gail Kim. By the way, all the titles brand new, now under Global Force Wrestling. No more TNA. Impact is just the name of their show. Bruce Pritchard comes out, Tony, and announces that Bobby Lashley is the new world champion after, because it goes back to the last champion. So he calls out Bobby Lashley, and Tony, guess who comes out?
Who?
Jim Cornette.
Oh, God.
And he is now over, and he fires Bruce Pritchard. He is now in charge and announces that there will be a 20-man battle royal this week on Impact, and the winner, a gauntlet battle royal, the winner will get the world, or will be world champion. Number 20, because LAX comes out, and of course that was the night that we were supposed to see a low-key get a title shot. He gets number 20 because Jim Cornette says you earned that. And guess who gets number 1, Tony?
Who?
Dummy. Yeah.
It's going to be just like Jim Cornette ran. Remember years, I don't think you remember this, but if you're a Fox Sports Net geek or whatever it was, Impact or TNA Wrestling.
Yeah, he was part of TNA back in the day.
Yeah, he was the one that almost ran TNA to the ground.
Yeah, so he's now there. Super X Cup Finals. You had Ishimori lose to Desmond Xavier. Congratulations to him. He's your Super X Cup winner. Global Force Wrestling X Division title ladder match. Sanjay Dutt defeats Trevor Lee. OVE. Ohio over... I don't even know what I'm... I think it's OVE. Ohio something, everyone. They get a victory, and their number 1 contender for the Global Force Wrestling title. Lashley defeats Matt Sydal. But we got this week, Tony, 20-man. I know who wins this, so I can't give a prediction because stupid spoilers. I'm upset about that. Who do you think? Number 1, Eli Drake. Number 20, Low Key. Do you think either one of them have a chance to win?
I'm looking at the ceiling right now, and I believe Eli Drake is the number one pick.
Well, he's the entrant number 1. Do you think he has a chance to win?
Oh, I believe so.
And so you don't think Low Key at number 20 has a chance to win?
Low Key will probably get attacked by maybe Sanjay Dutt or whoever the hell is in the Battle Royale.
Should be exciting, folks. Impact tomorrow night. Who will be the Global Force Wrestling Global Champion? We'll have a recap of that coming up on Wednesday, next Wednesday, because Friday's show, SmackDown. We're going to recap SmackDown 205 Live, Ring of Honor, NXT. We're going to have the newest Ringside Report moment. It's going to be when Cadence Kelly interacted with Mr. Brandon McGrath. Brandon's in a lot of these moments because he couldn't keep his mouth shut for a couple of years. But she told him off, or he told her off, and he got a little wet. Should be fun.
Also, I would like to say our condolences to the king of well, you weren't a part of this, but I guess Chance had me sent this to you. But the king of old school, I guess, the old 50s, like Dean Martin, Jerry Lewis.
Yes.
Rest in peace, Potter. He passed away at 97 years old. My God, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And then, of course, also on Friday's show, Tony, we are going to preview our first ever boxing match. We are going to have the McGregor-Mayweather warm-up.
Yes, and also, don't forget that it is September for, I don't know what it is, but it's you'll walk for a pediatric foundation or whatever for children to have something, but
Yeah.
it's this whole month, but please, folks, and don't forget, we also keep our thoughts and prayers to Vic's wife, girlfriend, wife, who's still battling Lyme disease as we...
Exactly. So everyone, thoughts and prayers to all of them. That's going to do it for us. And so we will see you Friday to close out the week. We're going to be
Ryan won't be there. He'll probably get knocked out by McGregor or Mayweather, whatever the hell.
No, I'll be here. I don't know how I'm going to preview a boxing match. This is going to be interesting. I don't know what I'm going to... I might... Before we do this, I might have to watch it. I've never watched a full boxing fight in my life, so this will be fun.
I recommend that if you want to watch a best boxing match,
Yeah.
Go back to 1990, Buster Douglas versus Mike Tyson, the best boxing match ever, and you tell me... Now, I'm not going to tell you who... I know Buster wins, but just like I said, it was the greatest fight ever. The Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan was one of the greatest fights. Actually, Mike Tyson's career never stayed the same after that.
So Tony, we'll talk. You seem to know about boxing, so I think you're going to lead the charge on that. I'll talk about... That's what we're going to do. You're going to talk about Mayweather. I'll talk about McGregor. Does that sound fair?
Wonderful. We'll have our own
So give me some. So make sure you do your homework. Friday's show. You're going to tell me why Mayweather's going to win. I'm going to tell you why McGregor's going to win.
I'm going to tell you why Mayweather wins. He's going to be the money. Yeah.
Okay, Tony, save it for Friday. I'll see you then, okay?
Good night, everybody.
Okay, for the King of Controversy, I'm Ryan Youngson. Thank you for watching the Ringside Report, your front row seat to all things wrestling.